Welcome, my dear students. Welcome back, everyone. This is your teacher, Professor Osama Kashwa, and this is another lecture in the organizational behavior. And today we will talk about the motivations. First of all, we have to define the motivations and check out what the meaning of the motivation. So motivation, there is like an equilibrium. Well, equal intensity means how hard you try to achieve your goals. Direction, which is the area in which the person is focused. Where are you focusing? Persistence of efforts means you're trying and trying again and again and again. The amount of time a person can continue in his effort. So motivation is a function for these three factors: intensity, direction, and persistence. Intensity, direction, and persistence. Okay. Motivations at work. What about the motivations at work? You do the effort, and there is expectancy. So you're expectancy for the effort which you do, the performance. This is an instrument for the outcomes or the balance. Those are the three things. We have something called intrinsic and extrinsic motivations. What are the differences between the intrinsic motivations and the extrinsic ones? Let me enlarge it so you guys can see it, probably like this. Intrinsic motivations from within the person himself, like autonomy, mastery, and purpose. Extrinsic motivations from outside, like the compensation, the punishment, the reward. So things from inside you and things from outside you: the intrinsic, autonomy, mastery, and purpose; extrinsic, like compensation and punishments and rewards. Those are the extrinsic and intrinsic and extrinsic motivations. So also the control and the self-esteem. What do you mean by control and self-esteem? I control my destiny. Others control my destiny. So I control my destiny, I'm passive. This is internally, the feeling internally is high self-esteem. As long as I control my things, I don't wait for the waves to carry me on. I ride very well. I can do diving very well in the sea. I can do this. By other meaning, I am able to control my thing and manage myself very well. So in that case, you are high self-esteem. But if others control you and control your destiny, this means that you have low self-esteem and you are powered by external forces. But here, the active is powered by the internal forces that motivate him. We have also to check when we are talking about the motives, there are differences between employment needs and cultural differences. There are also points here to be. Okay, so now we'll move into further to some points also about the job design, how this affects the motivations. Managers should tailor job to meet employees' needs by striking a balance of these 5 elements. Those are the 5 elements: skill variety, task identity, task significance, autonomy, and feedback. So the managers must know that every one of us is having different types and levels of these 5 stuff: skill variety, task identity, task significance, autonomy, and feedback. The right combination of these elements can serve the individual's intrinsic motivations. So those are also can help in intrinsic, not extrinsic, intrinsic, which means the internal one comes from inside you. The right combination of these elements can serve the individual's intrinsic motivations. So those 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 affect the intrinsic motivations. So in general, job design can help enhancing the motivation of one person. And also, by every manager must make sure that he's fitting or customizing his employees' needs based on this 5 skills and things that should be in the job design. The training and working conditions. If I'm very well trained, I'll be very well motivated. If I'm in a good working conditions, like I told you today morning, working conditions, if it's good, then my behavior will be nice, my morals will be high, I will be more productive and more eager to work. We came to a question here. What qualities should working conditions have to be motivating to employees? And the answer of this question, like you see here, is that one: skill variety, task identity, task significance, autonomy, and feedback. So the question here is, what qualities should working conditions have to be motivating to employees? Those 5 things in the job design should be there to high motivate the employees. We're moving into the next goal setting. Does it affect also on the employees' motivations? Of course, of course. So on the labels, we have departmental goals, we have department goals here, and we have department goals here. This is an orange individual, and each one is having goals. There is orange and red and purple color. And those are all the company's goals, but the goals different by other meaning. From a department to another department, the goals are different. So we talked before about the management of objectives, management by objectives. We said goals to be motivated, to create motivation in the workers. Goals must be specific. Nothing is not clear. Everything is clear, written in numbers. Everyone knows his duties. If I want to increase my sales or my profits with $300,000, then the workers, instead of working 4 hours, they need to work 5 hours. Very specific, measurable. So we can count it in units. We cannot say we will have a boomy or pinky year or rosy year. No, it must be measured in units. By other meaning, we will achieve $300,000. We are planning to achieve $300,000 profit by selling 200 units. Okay, attainable. So don't dream. As example, your machines are very bad and your working conditions in the company, and the abilities of the company is very bad and they cannot expand. And you can say, you wouldn't say, or you shouldn't say, I will make profits of 2 million. How you will get the 2 million? Your machines are very spoiled. Your working conditions is very bad. So the machines will work day and another day they will not be able to work. Then you will not be able to achieve your own task. Reasonable. So reasonable means that it's achievable, it's logical, it's something not like a dream. Okay. Time bounds and time specific. So also it's related to time. Like as example, you guys, when you study, you would say, today I will study as example, organizational behavior. I will study for 2 hours organizational behavior, but you will not say, I will finish all the courses in 2 hours. You cannot say, because it is not reasonable and not time also bound. Because you will divide your time, the course, based on hours. So you will devote 2 hours here, 2 hours here, 3 hours there, and so on. So be logical even in putting your own dreams and so on. Because if you didn't do this, you will be frustrated. And frustration is the opposite of motivation. It's a low, frustration will be a low level of motivations. We don't want this. We want you to have a very high motivations. We could talk about the corporate culture before, and we talk about culture diversity at workplace, and we give an example with Canada here as a country with a diversity. The benefits fosters teamwork, encourage wellness. This is the culture, corporate culture, but the disadvantage of the corporate culture are company politics and gossips. Gossips are very bad because it's like rumors. Someone said about someone something, then everybody will know it after a few minutes, and everyone will add to it more words that will make the person hate to work, and his motivations will be low. The type of leadership, and we talk about the type of leadership also, we said we have democratic leadership and we have autocratic leadership. And the difference between them, that the democratic leader is always taking the opinion of the others when he makes a decision. He never makes the decision alone. This is the democratic. He listens to the people. He is not grandstanding. Grandstanding means that he talk more than he listen. No, he listen more than he talk. He work with the people, with and through the people. This is the democratic leader. But the autocratic, no. The autocratic, he only hears his own ears, his own words. He doesn't hear any other words, only his words. And he doesn't listen to the others. This is the autocratic leader. Of course, if a company has an autocratic leader, that will make all the workers feel frustrated and they feel that they don't want to work as well. Actually, the room theory said in very simple words, room theory. Room said what? I work hard, I expect more rewards because I work harder than the others. So if I am George, I work it and produce 10 units in 8 hours. I produce 10 units in 8 hours. And another person who is Edward, he did in the same time only 6 units. In 8 hours, he produced only 6 units. So I produced 10 units, he produced 6 units in the same amount of time. So what I'm expecting, room expectancy theory, that I will be rewarded more than Edward, simply because I produced more than Edward produced. I produced 10 units, he produced only 6 units. So this is why I'm expecting to be rewarded more because my performance is higher. So what's the importance of the Vroom's theory? That's important now. A worker feels about his efforts and how they are connected to the performance and outcomes. So particularly this will be the answer. This will be the answer. Why this will be the answer? I will tell you. This is the answer because the worker or the employee, based on Vroom expectancy theory, will expect that he will have a rewards or compensation that is proper to the amount of effort he did at work. And he's expecting that he will take higher promotions, higher compensation, higher pay if he work and he produced higher or more than others did. So this is the expectancy theory. So this is the answer of this question. Okay. So here also, it's about the sensation of feeling that you are treated equally. And this is very important also when you work. The formula of motivation. Which one of these questions? We said motivation, efforts, performance, and outcomes, or motivation equals effort, direction, and persistence, or intensity, direction, and persist. I think this is the answer which we saw, and we saw it together before on the slide. Let me go back and I show it to you. It was in the start of this lecture. We talk about it. Here we say, this is the answer. Motivation will equal intensity plus direction plus persistence of efforts. This is the motivations, and that's what we want. So the answer of this question, like you saw here, is that it is, like you saw here, it is the 127, here it is, intensity plus direction plus persistence. This is the motivation. Also, if we think about a question like this, what equalities an individual said to have when she or he thinks that she is responsible for her own success and failures? What quality is an individual said to have? What kind of quality? A high level of extrinsic motivations, a high external locus of control, a high level of intrinsic motivations, a high internal locus of control. The answer is D, high internal locus of control. Let us see this question also about motivations. Lisa's manager sees that she's struggling to master computer skills, while the rest of her team has a good command of them. So they are very good in computer skills, but she is not, and she's trying to be good. Lisa's great employee otherwise, but this new frustrations is making her feel stressed and anxious, which work components or of motivation that Lisa manager choose a training to help Lisa. So here I will just reduce this so we can see again which work components of motivation might Lisa's manager choose to help Lisa. Work components, we said we have work components. Is it a training or work environment? Work environment, how is good. Management by objectives? No, the computer work is not management by objectives. Task variety and task identity, same likewise. She doesn't need any training in task. So she doesn't need any qualification here or qualify or experience here. So she needs the experience in training. She needs the experience totally in training. And this is the answer because that's what she's missing. She is less than her other colleague. That's what she is missing. So this was the part which we talk about in the in our own motives. We'll go now to Maslow's pyramid like I showed you today, and I told you the motives needs. Here, Maslow pyramid, we have psychological needs, security needs, social needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization needs. Alfred's theory, or Alfred, sorry, he depends on three levels of his own theory: existence, relatedness, and growth. McLeod acquired need theory also depends on the three categories of needs: achievement, affiliation, and power. So all doesn't go more than what we know in the theories of particularly Maslow's theory. McGregor theory X and Y. And this is very important, McGregor theory X and Y. In McGregor's theory, we have theory X, employment doesn't like to work. They must be threatened into productivity. So Douglas McGregor said that the people are one of two kinds, X or Y. So this is the X theory and this is the Y theory. Okay, what's the difference between X theory and Y theory? In X theory, the employees are very lazy. They don't want to work. They like to be supervised. They like to be monitored. They won't do something. They don't have a self-achievement. They don't have any kind of ambitious to, or they have no any kind of eagerness to do what they're very lazy. They hardly work just to satisfy their basic needs, like the physiological needs, and that's it. This is for X theory. And they said also they must be threatened to productivity. Like as example, hey, if you didn't produce 10 units, you will be, I will deduct $15 from your pay today. So like I'm warning and threatening. If you didn't work, I will do like this. But people are not all like this. He said, okay, as long as there are theory X people, then also there is theory Y, theory X, and we have also theory Y. And he said in theory Y that the people are divided into two categories, into another category. People here, not like X. If X are lazy, here people are very active in Y. And also, people are driven internally by their own internal feelings and their own emotions to work and to have high achieves. People are motivated to work not only because of the physiological needs, but they are motivated to work because they simply need to achieve high scores of achievements in their life. They want to have their own name, they want to have a good esteem, so that's why they are working. People in theory Y, if the people in theory X need to be punished to work, but you say here, people in theory Y, they don't need anyone to supervise them, and they don't want anyone to punish them and give them penalties. They will work by their own self. They don't need anyone to direct them. That's in Y. No one will direct them. They will direct themselves because they know what they are doing and they know what they want to do and what is their own objective. These are the differences between X and theory for Douglas McGregor. And you can see also in theory, employees naturally embrace responsibility and creativity. They will be productive and self-directed. They don't need external directing to them. They are already self-directed. Cousin theory, this is an example or exercise, we don't need it now. The second theory in motivations, which is very important, is Herzberg, two factors theory. This theory is done by Herzberg. And he said we have two factors, that the hygiene factors and the maintenance factors. Both of them are motivating the employees. So Herzberg said that job satisfaction influenced by motivator factors like achievement, recognition, responsibility, the work itself, advancements, and personal growth. So these, when we improve these factors increase the job satisfaction. I will be satisfied about the place which I'm working in. Okay, but If it is not satisfied well, I will be just dissatisfied. But dissatisfied doesn't mean that I will leave the work. I will be there, I will be working, but I will not be happy if my company and my boss did not satisfy me in this purple color elements. If I'm not satisfied with the achievement, recognition, responsibilities, the work itself, advancements, and the personal growth. If the work, personal growth means the probability that you be promoted at work. So if these things are available, I will be very satisfied. That's what Herzberg said. I will be very satisfied. But if these factors are not there, I will not be satisfied, but I will not think about leaving the work. So we consider them motivator or motivating factors, that they are there. So they motivate the people for high productivity if they exist. If they didn't exist, people will not be satisfied. The other group is very dangerous because these group are mostly the reason for which is job dissatisfaction, or we call it the hygiene factors. If it is not available, or if it is not there, it's not like those ones. This is critical because, as example, I'm going to work for my pay. So if my pay is low, why I will work? So here the effect of the hygiene factors, that if it is not available, you will leave the work. You will leave the work and look for another job. But here, you don't that easy leave the work. For the motivating factors, you don't leave the work. If you are not promoted in time, you will be promoted later. So it's not a big deal. But here, if you are not taking your pay and the pay is not enough to pay your bills, why you will stay? You will not be able to stay. So the hygiene factors are very crucial, more crucial than the motivating factors. So here, improving the hygiene factors, like working conditions, I'm working in hazard or risk or whatever, co-workers relations, policies and rules, supervisors quality, base wages and salaries. So those are the factors which also affect the workers. And the lack of these group of factors of the hygiene will increase the turnover rate. First, it will lead to job dissatisfaction. And then you will look for another job. You won't be able to stay at work. Why you'll stay? Because you see here, base wages and salaries, supervisor quality. Your supervisor is treating you in a bad way. Policies and rules are very strict, and also you don't know what's happening. Co-workers relations, there is a kind of conflict and always fighting with each other. Then why you will stay at work? You will look for another job. Working conditions, you work, as example, in the cold, in this chilly, and you don't have heating or whatever. So why you will stay? If you stayed one day, you won't stay the second day. Thank you so much. So this is Herzberg. Things that to increase the motivation, like job redesign program, job rotation. The job rotation means what? I'm working on this, as example, I'm a teacher now, teaching organizational behavior. Okay, next semester, I will teach accounting. Why? This first will increase my diversity of work experience, will increase my experience. Second, I will not feel bored and or dull because of repeating the same topic again and again. Third, in case one of the teachers is absent, then I can teach his own curriculum. Number four, the change always, when you change and not like the routine work that's giving you kind of challenge to teach more than one subject, to do job rotation. This is a kind of a challenge that for sure it will increase and enhance your own motivations to a better situation. Job enrichment is the same, but on the upper levels. So I not only know the work of me as a teacher, but I will know the work of the dean of the college. So I can do the college dean duties. This is enrichment, more specifications in the work, more experience gained from different resources. Flexible hours, also one of the things to increase the job motivations. You're giving me, you said, I'd have this hours for you only. So if I miss this hours, then I won't be able to work with you. But if you give me flexible hours, as example, if I can do a morning shift, I will do a night shift. Why not? Job sharing and telecommuting, also working from a distance, or working is like what I'm doing right now, guys. I'm teaching you online. It's a kind of telecommuting. These are things that increase the motivation in a person, or also to have a good motivation in the company should base on variety of paying systems, like as example, piece rate pay or profit sharing. Piece rate pay means if you finish one piece, you will take $2. If you finish two pieces of product, you will take $5, and so on. It's called piece rate pay. Or profit sharing. So I would say to increase the motivations for the workers. Hey guys, this year, all the profits will share between the board of directors and between the employees. So if we have $300, $1,000 profit, 150,000 will go to the board of directors and 150 will go to the employees. So this also will increase their motivation to work. That was today's motivations and the motives. And we talk about the motives today. We talk about different theories for motivation. We talk about Maslow theory. We talk about Herzberg theory. We talk about we talk also about Douglas McGregor theory, X and Y. We talk about Herzberg theory. That was today's work, and there will be open question now about these theories. Discuss the motivation theories. That's it. All the question is this. It's open question. Simply you write all the four theories which we have. Discuss the motivations theories. Discuss the motivation theories. Here we go. And this is our question for this lecture. Discuss the motivation theories. We know there are more than one. We have four theories we talk about. And this is the answer of the question. Those four theories. Okay, what are the main aspects of each theory of them? And that's what, yeah. So here we go. Let me remind you with these theories first. We talk also about the motivations. And we will ask a question about the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Compare between intrinsic and extrinsic motivations. Compare between intrinsic and extrinsic. I'll put these questions to today here down so that it will be achievable for everyone and everyone can see the screen. Intrinsic and extrinsic motivations. So those are the two questions of today. We have to answer them right now. Shall say around 5 minutes for your questions. Anyone who's having questions, anyone who's having suggestions, any ideas or whatever, to share the ideas about the answers. Shall wait another 5 minutes before I move into the next video. Thank you so much.